Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're doing a sketchbook flip through. This is my old sketchbook that I did in the last video, which was from February 23rd of 2017 to June 6th, 2020. And then this one I filled up much faster. As you can see, I filled this one from June 18th to August 1st. So if you haven't seen this one, I'll flip through it real quick so that you can see. I'll link the video in the description down below. This is where I started playing with adding Copic colors to this paper again, and these were the colors that I was using the most. I started running out of some of those colors, so I had to substitute colors in this one. This is the content that is currently being posted on my Instagram. This is something I did just drawing a shape and then drawing inside, so I quite liked it, so I glued it to here. It says, who cares how it turns out, all that matters is that you practice, which is what I had to keep reminding myself through this sketchbook. So we're gonna start off with a few studies that I was doing of photographs that I found on Pinterest that I quite liked. This is rubbish, this whole part, but the idea was cool. I messed up her face. This one, the colors were a lot more muted than I had expected. I wanted to add some more colors to that core 6 colors that I was using, and I don't know if I added the right colors. I like her expression. I like the negative space on this hair. I like her overall thing. I think she turned out really cute, even though I only used muted and pink colors. Then, because I was feeling stuck drawing just from reference all this time, I just decided to draw some gibberish, is what I call it, when I draw from imagination. And these 2 grump girls appeared. So I thought they were pretty cute. I sent it to my friend Jill. I like how loose and watercolory the colors are on her face, and I love the sweater in this one. This one was an unsuccessful experiment on capturing light. I wanted to capture how the color looks saturated right where the light rim is. I don't know if I was that successful, but that's what sketchbooks are for. Some gibberish face studies, and then one from reference. Then there's this artist I like, her name is Tono. She makes manga, so I wanted to do some studies of her animals and people, the way she draws, because I think it's cute. This was on June 26th. Then another one from reference. I like how loose this is. This one I drew with the Copics first, and then I went in with the pen, and I think that was quite successful for me, for the hair to just be in pen and very minimal ink lines. I was thinking of my friend Amber when I drew this one, because it's like a galaxy lollipop. A study from an environment, and I only used 3 colors in here, and the green is how I got just by mixing the blue and the yellow, and I thought that layering like that, especially with such saturated colors, was really cool. I like how it turned out. This one was in July 1st, and I wanted to make her hair look like waves, but I think that the lines that I added at the end gave it more of like a coral feel, or like something solid instead of fluid like water, so I'm not really a big fan of this piece, but okay. Now this is what I was excited to show you guys, is because I started working with my bunny girl, if you remember her from an old piece I did. This is based on a piece by Cosimo Galluzi, whose art I love and inspired the whole color palette of this, and this clouds in this color. I changed a few things, but it looks just like a piece that he did, and since it's like a sketchbook study, I thought it was okay to do some studies of the people that I love. So you're gonna see a lot of like Moebius here. Like this is almost like a direct from Moebius, but I changed the elements. In Moebius is like it's a statue, and then here it's like a dude. So I switched it to my bunny girl and a hand. So that's what you're gonna see a lot of from now on, because I wanted to experiment with backgrounds. And then this kind of surreal theme of these like face statues started creeping into my work. As you can see, I'm still trying to figure out the layering of the colors and how to make waves look natural and how to make clouds look good with the Copics. This one I experimented with adding ink lines to the waves, and that was okay, I guess. Some more. This one represents criticism and how like she got through it, so you can too, but there's always gonna be people that disagree with you and what you're doing, and you just gotta go through it, you know? This one represents how birch trees look like they're always watching you, which is something I love about birch trees, but I wanted to make it seem like she felt like everyone was watching her in this forest of birch. This is based on a piece by Evergreen. I don't know their handle or anywhere else. It's just I found it on Pinterest and I thought that their use of colors was really cool. So I changed the elements, I put faces on the mountains, but I wanted to capture or do a study of how they colored the mountains. So I think that this piece was quite successful, although the blend around this moon is not very good. Then this came to me one day of the bunny like bringing forth water powers. Then something quite serene. This color palette is based on another piece I found on Pinterest, but I changed everything else. One of my friends suggested I make these into tarot cards, and I don't know if you guys would be interested. Let me know in the comments, but I've always wanted to make a set of tarot. This one is called You Don't Have to Reach Back. Just to signify that people are always gonna want things from you, but you don't always have to take their hand. You don't always have to reach back if you don't want to. It's okay to just not do the things you don't want to do. I thought this piece was very melancholy, but then the next day I dreamt up this fox girl wearing this teal coat instead of a red. This is the first time I ever saw her, so she was new to me. And then she has fire, so as you can see, it was a throwback to water and fire. I made them as sort of like companion pieces to each other. Another hand reaching out from the water. I was playing Grace at this time, and you can tell that I was influenced by how the game, if you haven't played it, it's an amazing game, but by how the game suddenly turns things upside down. This one is the two of them in bubbles, and it's supposed to be quite peaceful, but my friend Dan said that he has a nightmare that's exactly like this, and I guess it all depends on the context, you know. But for me, it's peaceful, and I had to do a bunch of studies to get these bubbles right. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw me post a bunch of these, like different things, different ways to do bubbles. This one is another kind of castle in the sky, surreal-like thing, where there's a lighthouse on this island, then the island's a face, and then there's that fox girl. I don't have names for any of them. Suggest them in the comments. I'm curious to know what you guys think. This one is a piece I did trying to do watercolor negative style painting. That's it, when you go in with all the lights and then you go with a little bit darker and then a little bit darker tones, and eventually you put the darkest tone on top. And I like the result, but my brain doesn't quite work that way, so it was really time consuming and confusing for me to know where to put which colors. So I definitely need to practice this more. This one was on July 15th. Another peaceful one, I try to blend the dark colors into the light colors, but because this marker was getting dry. I don't quite know if I'm successful, but also it feels almost like a pink aurora borealis kind of situation, and I thought that that was kind of cool. And I like the ambiguousness of is it clouds or is it bubbles in a bath, you know? And then this really creepy thing came up with like eyeballs floating in the water. This is based off a photo I found on Pinterest too. I don't know who it is by, and it's lost to the world. And then this one's called an encounter because this is where the rabbit and the fox first meet. And this piece was the first double page spread I did, and I quite liked it. I wanted in horizontal composition, so I thought this was really cool. I really like the way the waves are like, and this is again based off of that piece I did in the beginning, so I took elements from that to learn and do my own thing. This is them going through a forest to signify that sometimes what you can't see is the scariest thing, but there's really nothing there, as you can see from that light shining through. And I really like the H composition in here with the woods, with the tree trunks, and I really enjoyed doing the tree trunk texture in this one. Then it's them running in the clouds, and she's jumping into one of the puddles that is probably like this one. So this would be the underside of this in my head, I think. My friend Maria Paula said that this reminds her of the tarot card of the Tower. So that's what gave me the idea of making these into tarot. I've always wanted to make tarot, but after she said that this is the Tower, I was like, okay, I can start thinking about what is what. An icy landscape. They're playing hide and seek, and the fox can't find the rabbit, and like she's right here. I wanted to play with lighting in this one, and there were so many more layers at the end than I had originally intended. Like this one has so many layers, and it took me over and over again, and I was like, if I push it too far, at least I'll have learned something. And at the time I thought I had pushed it too far, but now looking back, I'm quite pleased with the lighting and the result of this one. And then I thought about a third character came to me, and she's a bear. And so they found them and gave them a little yellow coat. And the reason I picked yellow is just because blue and yellow are complementary colors. But then Tim was like, oh, like Paddington Bear? I was like, darn it. No, not like Paddington Bear, because it's a blue bear. It's a big bear, not like a little teddy bear. But it is what it is. Here is me playing with the depth perception using different colors again. I quite like how this piece turned out. It's based on another Moebius piece, at least like the sky colors are, and then the shading on this is based on a Moebius piece, but I changed a lot of the elements and made them faces, and I like the depth I gave on the door. So blue bear is there. This one, it came to me just with an idea of representing, like, what if your whole identity crumbled behind the mask that you hold out to the world? And that's what happened to this statue. Like, her whole head is gone and she's just holding the mask that was holding in front, so that part is intact, but her real self has deteriorated over time. It just is like a warning to remember, you know, like, you are more than the things that you show the world. You are like a layered human being. You don't have to just be one thing, you know. But I thought I really liked the way I did this. There's this kind of fading effect I did by using the colorless blender to kind of make these edges sharp. It's kind of like pulling it in watercolor is the same technique. This one, it was like a crack in reality with like the curtains opening, and then the bunny sees something that she didn't see before. This one almost looks like that this statue is in a bubble bath, just pensive and thinking about life, but I decided to add some like mossy greens for them to sit on. But I am quite happy with this composition. Another double page spread. This, I didn't mean for it to turn out so eerie, but it did. But I like it. This is based on, I was watching a YouTuber talk about, I don't remember what, but I remember that they were in this place, so I paused to draw that landscape and then to add my own style and flair to it, which is why the water doesn't look great, because it was going off a photo, and it doesn't look very illustrative, but I gave it my best shot. If you know me, you know I love Pride and Prejudice, so this is when I paused the movie in a scene of Pride and Prejudice and drew that place, or a similar place to the one that Elizabeth was on. And I really like the color palette I used for this. I like how soft and hopeful it is. But yeah, these are all exercises I've been doing, trying to do every day. This is a still from Spirited Away that I modified to fit my purposes, and I used that as inspiration. If you like Spirited Away, you recognize that these would be like those frog heads that they have, but I made them people heads. I don't quite like how these clouds ended. I should have just finished them how I normally do, but if you don't try new things, you don't learn anything new. This one is based off a composition I saw on Pinterest that I was inspired by, but I changed all the colors and I changed all the shapes and things. And I thought the blue bear standing up against this pink and salmon color would stand out well, so I quite like this piece. This is me playing with more of like a graphic type of hills instead of realistic hills, and I thought it was quite cute. And then this is the last page of the sketchbook. Like Bunny saying "see you guys later" is also based off Spirited Away when she's getting on the train. And I do like how I did the water in this one a lot better than this one. So I think if I can show some growth through here, especially just on how fast I could finish these and how confident my line work is. And here is a list of the colors that I used for all of the pieces. So if you want, hit pause. And these are all of the colors that I used in this sketchbook, and I only used these colors. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it from my mini sketchbook tour. I hope you guys liked it. It was really fun for me to complete a sketchbook, and I'm still in awe that I was able to complete it in such a short time as about a month and a half. And sadly, I did take a week break between this one and this one, which I shouldn't have done. But I guess I needed it. I'm just trying to draw a little bit every day and trying to remember to stay positive even when I can't, even when I fall flat on my face. And yeah, so I hope that this video inspired you guys to try to draw a little bit every day. And yeah, that's it from me. I'll catch you guys next week.